What's up guys, Cresselia back with another video, and today's video is about, is this little D750 still good in 2019? I got this guy not too long ago, and it holds up to today's cameras really well. You know, the dynamic range, and hate me if you want, is still better than almost any other Canon on the market.
I'm so freaking mad! I mean, you guys have officially made me lose my marbles!
It's better than this A6300. It holds up really nice, you know. I can push shadows really well, surprisingly. 24 megapixels. Most people shoot with cameras that are around 24 megapixels today. You know, if you shoot with like if you shoot with the 1DX, you know, you're at like 20. The low light it was great for when it came out, but this A6300 is better than this at low light. So the low light isn't perfect, but the dynamic range kind of helps with that. You know, lenses, f-mount lenses are great. You know, they're actually starting to get a little bit cheaper now. Vintage lenses are getting pretty inexpensive. The camera holds up pretty well to today's cameras. You know, video wise, it doesn't do 4K. A lot of people complained that it didn't do 4K, but I don't really mind it. I don't shoot in 4K. My computer cannot even edit in 4K, so I don't really need 4K. It doesn't do slow-mo. The fastest frame rate it can get is 1/60th of a second, and I shoot most of my videos in 24 frames per second, so that's not really an issue either. And this, you're getting caught in my bracelet. For the price, you know, if you can find it for under 800 bucks, I say get it. But right now I'm seeing it for around 1,000, body only, which I think is honestly, it's a good deal. But there's better cameras out there, you know, like the A7 II. If you can get that for $1,000, like, I would take that over the D750. Why? The sensors are actually really similar between the two cameras, and you get mirrorless, which means you can use tons of lenses. You know, f-mount, you can't really adapt much to it. You know, you can adapt, I think you can adapt Pentax K-mount, you can adapt M42, as long as you have an M42 like infinity focus adapter. You can adapt FD lenses, I've seen it done. I think that also has a glass element in it, but you can't really adapt much. You know, Nikon, you can adapt Nikon to a bunch of different cameras because the flange distance is pretty far. But if you can get the A7 II for around $1,000, get that over the D750, like, every day. The video on the A7 II is better. The low light is I think the low light's actually a little bit better than the D750. But the dynamic range probably won't be as good. I've never tested a A7 II, so I'm just going off specs right now. If you can find a D750 around 800 bucks, I say get it. I think it's a perfectly good full frame camera for even beginners. You know, it's not a D800, not a D850, but it's pretty good. You know, it's great for beginners. It's great for intermediates too. If you need a camera to step up from crop sensor and you have a Nikon camera like a D3400, D5600, you know, that sort of stuff, an upgrade to a D750 is actually really good. I started off on a D3000 and moved up to the D750, and I'm pretty happy. I've used tons of cameras. I've used Canon, I've used Sony, and I can say personally that I think Nikon cameras, you know, this little guy feels better than any other camera that I've used. I've used tons of cameras, and I am the most comfortable with this camera. I like the dials, you know, I like the buttons. You know, I may not like how you have to push the button to move this, but other than that, it's pretty good. You know, I use every single button on this camera. I use all the function buttons. I use this camera to its fullest potential, and you can achieve great things with this camera. To tell you guys, please subscribe. I make camera videos, music videos, how-to videos, DIY videos. I make a bunch of videos. I just made a video about cleaning a lens. So if you know how to clean a lens, I will leave a link to that in the description. Trust me, I give you how to clean a lens in depth and make sure it's super clear, and how not to scratch your lens when you're cleaning a lens, so please check that out. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.